This is my submission for the NPR TinyDesk concert. That there's my tiny desk. This is a song called Words, 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 or Lies My Leaders Told Me. Columbus and his crew discovered folks living in some islands to the west. Promised to be kind, then went change their mind. They made most of them their slaves and put the rest of them to death. And if I didn't know any better, I'd suppose that the terms of his agreement just weren't heard. It's getting late, how long you gonna wait before you admit that the promise was just words? In 1838, Andrew Jackson did create a paper saying that the natives would receive their promised land. Made reservations on, drove them into Oklahoma, leaving Cherokee and Choctaw blood in the Mississippi sand. And if I didn't know any better, I suppose that the line simply couldn't have endured. It's getting late, how long you gonna wait before you admit that the promise was just words? In 1864, trying to end a civil war, Mr. Lincoln signed a paper saying that all slaves would be free. Soon as let them go, in came the old Jim Crow, and the rest you know is history. And if I didn't know any better, I'd suppose that the promise had only been deferred. But it's getting late, how long you gonna wait before you admit that the promise was just words? In 1945, trying to keep his own alive, Harry Truman told the Japanese this fighting's gotta stop. Any more lives being spent, he said he would try to prevent. Then he loaded up his atom bomb, said fellas, let him drop. And if I didn't know any better, I'd suppose that peace was always being urged. But it's getting late, how long you gonna wait before you admit that the promise was just words? In 1954, in a case called Brown v. Board, the Supreme Court ruled public schools must integrate their kids. They took their time, of course, with getting it enforced, and before anything could happen, it was just like nothing ever did. And if I didn't know any better, I suppose that the ruling was supposed to keep us all secure. But it's getting late, how long you gonna wait before you admit the promise was just words? In 1964, hungry for another war, Lyndon Johnson said a U.S. ship had been hit by the Viet Cong, and even though it was a lie, he still sent our boys to die in the name of keeping communism out of Vietnam. And if I didn't know any better, I suppose that what ain't democratic ain't preferred. It's getting late, how long you gonna wait before you admit that democracy is a word? on crime he waged a war. But for Reagan, being safe had to do with class and race. Most of the folks he rounded up were young and black and poor. And if I didn't know any better, I'd suppose that the ruling was supposed to keep us all secure. But it's getting late, how long you gonna wait before you admit that the ruling was just words, words, words? In 1992, the war on crime and drugs just grew. Mr. Clinton said he had a plan and that it would be unfurled. Built prisons left and right, filled them practically overnight. Now the U.S. has more prisoners than any nation in the world. And if I didn't know any better, I'd suppose that the lockdown was a bad dream that emerged. But it's getting late. How long you gonna wait before you admit that the lockdown was just words, words, words? And in 2001, weapons of mass destruction were the excuse Mr. Bush used to reinvade Iraq. Though the nukes were never found, well, the country was torn down. U.S. oil prices fell a little bit after that. And if I didn't know any better, I'd suppose that the reason couldn't have been so absurd. It's getting late, how long you gonna wait before you admit that the reason was just words, words, words? Now the verses of this song could go on and on and on and on. The lies my leaders told me are too numerous to name. But I'm a-getting tired and my patience has expired. And as we move into the future, you know the song's gonna stay the same. And if I didn't know any better, I'd suppose that one's government in all things should be just. But it's getting late, how long you gonna wait before you admit if it'll be just? It's gonna have to be up to us. Thanks.